Hello, and welcome to the open house for the International Business Systems course at Melbourne High School. My name is Jake Schweik, and I am the Business and Cybersecurity teacher here at Melbourne High School. The International Business Systems course is a basic introduction to business principles and entrepreneurship skills. We have a specific emphasis on basic business functions, and in this course, they will create and present a business plan. The classroom format is a blended learning model, and what that means is that there will be some parts of the class that will be done in person, such as like presentations and activities. And there will also be some online and digital content that the students will be part activities that they'll be part of. We do use Microsoft Teams in my class, and for those of you not familiar with Microsoft Teams is essentially the Microsoft equivalent of Google Classroom. A couple points about grading. One of them is that I have a weekly participation grade. And what that is every week students they have 50 points, which typically works out to about 10 points each day. The students start with that 50 points each week, and then based on their actions and behavior, they will either maintain all 50 points or there could be some deductions. Deductions would typically come for, let's say that the student's not participating in discussions and activities in the classroom. They're not using the class time that I give them for assignments appropriately, or maybe they're leaving their work area in disarray and causing problems for students that come after them. The students will have a final exam project, and this project will be that they will come up with a product or business idea, and they will create a business plan for that idea, and they will present it Shark Tank style. In my classroom, I do not accept late assignments for credit, and the exception being if the students use a fix-it ticket to turn in their assignments. And a fix-it ticket can be submitted up to 5 times each grading period. And what a fix-it ticket is it's a document, a piece of paper that they're going to print off, and they'll fill it out with their name, the name of the assignment, when the assignment was due, when the assignment was turned in, why it was turned in late, and then they will need to sign the form, and they'll have to have you sign the form. And then they'll turn that in for full credit. The reason that I handle late assignments this way is I found that if I have just a blanket late assignment policy, there are students that will abuse that and they will habitually work behind pace, and that causes a lot of problems because as we move through this course, if they're working behind pace, then we're building on top of the information that we learned previously, and it can cause problems. But I do realize that there are situations that will arise that will cause assignments to be turned in late. They can forget or maybe have other obligations. And so to deal with those situations, we do have the fix-it tickets. Additionally, what the fix-it tickets do is they allow for accountability between you and your student. So if your son or daughter is working behind pace, they're going to need to be printing off and filling out these forms and asking you to sign them. And then at that point, you'll be able to have a conversation with them about why you're having to fill out fix-it tickets to turn in late assignments. I use this. I think that it's just a great way to introduce the students to accountability and allow you to know what's going on, so that way there's no surprises later on. I do expect the students every day to check my lesson plans and deadlines, and I do put my lesson plans up on planbook.com, which is an online lesson plan platform. They can access it directly through planbook.com, but more often what they'll do is they'll actually access it through Microsoft Teams. There is a tab in our team where they can see all of my lesson plans. Additionally, I want them to check Microsoft Teams because that is where I will post information and announcements for them. I also expect them to complete any assigned tasks each day and engage in classroom discussions. We do have some new certifications that are available to students for this class this year. And the first one is the Entrepreneurship and Small Business Certification. This is a certification that just signifies that the students have basic foundational knowledge about entrepreneurship and running small businesses. We also have a new certification called a Master Certification in Entrepreneurship, which is It's just kind of like a step beyond the ESB certification. Discipline in my classroom. If the student is engaging in behavior or actions that are inappropriate, I will give them a warning. If they continue the behavior, then I'll give them another. The warning will include contacting the parent and potentially a loss of class privileges if the privileges are tied to that type of behavior. And then if the behavior continues beyond that, there will be a disciplinary referral filled out and sent up to the dean. My policy on electronics is I do not prohibit cell phones in my classroom. However, I do expect that if they have a cell phone in my classroom, it's not being used in a way that disrupts their learning or the learning of students around them. I also do ask that students not use my computers for online gaming. The reason being is that a lot of times the free online games that students like to play, it opens up the possibility of unknowingly and unintentionally downloading malicious software to the computer, and that can be problematic for my computers and potentially open the school network up to more problems. Because of the overriding electronics policy at Melbourne High School, if students are engaging in improper use of electronics, that would be their cell phones or the computers. The disciplinary ladder for that is a little bit shorter. And so what would happen is if the students are using their cell phones or my computers inappropriately, they will get a warning. And if they continue to engage in that activity, it will result directly in a disciplinary referral. If you have any questions or comments, I always welcome your emails. I am at my computer fairly frequently throughout the day, and I do my best to answer emails as quickly as possible. So my email is schweik.jacob@brevardschools.org. I thank you so much for participating in the open house, and I hope you have a great evening.